This is a podcast about both having autism and living with someone who has autism. My mom is Sonya, and I'm Josh, and this is Josh Has Autism.
Hey everybody, welcome to Josh Has Autism.
Hello.
Hey everybody, I just want to say thank you all for your emails that are coming in. They mean so much to me. Yes, I'm okay.
That's debatable.
Well, that is very debatable. But when we did a podcast a few podcasts ago, I had let everybody know that I wasn't doing okay. Mm-hmm. That I had to step away from doing the podcast because life just became too stressed. Yeah. And I needed to take some time. So thank you everybody for your wonderful and sweet and kind, loving emails. It means a lot to me. So I really appreciate it.
Cool.
I want to start off with something, Josh, an email that we got with some information. A while back, we did a podcast on your what's like gene therapy. And this was a while ago because this was the summer of last year. Mm-hmm. And anyway, so the gene testing is it's helps to figure out what medications are useful, effective. Which ones you metabolize in a way that's helpful, and which medication can be used, can be reached, a therapeutic level can be reached because your body interacts with it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And which ones don't.
And we've ruled out things because of this.
Yes.
It's about $400, but this particular company, they do take if you have financial difficulties or what have you, you can get it for much cheaper. Okay. You got yours for free.
Oh, okay.
So yes, it can be done. They work with you. It's just they're very nice, a very nice company. Anyway, yes. So your
what's the company name?
Psychiatrist sent you, like, this is one that they did. All it takes is a swab in the mouth.
Okay.
There's no needles, anything like that. It was just a swab in the mouth. They took their slobber and then put it in a tube and then sent it off and tested it. The name of the company is GeneSight Psychotropic. And if you just went to GeneSight, it's a registered, but it's just GeneSight, one word. So I will spell it just to make sure. It's GeneSight. It's helpful for anybody that's been on medication and it just doesn't seem to be hitting the mark. It's, whether you've been through different medications or not, and just trying to find out what's working and what's not going to work. Right. So for you, we found out that some things that you had been on just did not work. Right. And that's why you still, struggled at the level that you did, is because it just didn't work.
Right.
The phone number I have for them is, let me get my handy dollar reading glasses here. The phone number 855-891-9415. You can. They also have an email, but it's. See if this is it. Go ahead.
info@ASSUREXHEALTH.com. So it's medinfo at assurexhealth.com.
Yes. So there you go. That was for Kelly. Thank you for the email asking about that. I hope.
Carrie. Yeah, you said you told me Carrie just a few minutes ago.
I hope I didn't get that wrong. I don't know. Now you have me. I don't. want to say somebody's name wrong. Carrie. Did I say
yeah,
Carrie?
You said Kelly.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's for Carrie. That's for Carrie.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. My mind is frazzled. The other thing is there's something called Folate Max, FOLATEMAXX.
2 words.
2 words. You can buy it online, and it also technically is...
L-methylfolate.
Yes, it's a...
L-methyl-folate. 1 word.
Okay. Josh, it comes at this particular one is 15 milligrams. Josh takes one of these a day, and
It's
about one. He's about 180. So
what?
about you weigh about 180.
No, I don't. No. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I now probably weigh around 230.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No.
Maybe?
No. Not. I don't even think so.
And you thought I weighed 180?
Yeah.
I haven't weighed 180
Okay.
for years.
Josh is 200 pounds. We're gonna compromise. He weighs 205.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, and that does the trick. Well, what this medication does is helps to absorb the medications that do help him.
Yes, it increases their effectiveness, essentially.
Correct. So you can get this. I guess
L-methylfolate.
it's really weird because on one hand you need a prescription, but you can get it on Amazon. So that's where we get it. It's 90 capsules. It's like somewhere in the vicinity of $50. So it's lasts for 3 months. But yeah, and
Okay.
we just get it off of Amazon.
Okay.
So now I'm curious on how much you weigh.
Well,
I'm curious.
To be fair, I have lost a lot of weight,
Mm-hmm.
and since the last time I was weighed.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I was weighed, easily 250.
No way.
Yeah.
No way, Josh.
I'm telling you that because I remember saying I'm well over 100 pounds overweight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've probably lost at least half that.
I would say so.
So that would leave me at 220 or so.
Okay.
230, something like that.
Okay. All right. So there you go. Thank you for that email. I hope that helps. If there's anything that we left out that you were needing specifically, please send me another email and I'll respond that way.
Yeah.
Because apparently we get it all goofy trying to do it in the podcast. So, yeah, there you go. There's something else I want to talk to you about today. So you're not getting off the hook this easy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. There's something that I don't understand about you.
Mm-hmm.
That now I'm not being facetious when I ask you about this. I'm really seriously trying to understand you.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that go on around you often.
Mm-hmm.
And for somebody that's very precise and so focused
Yeah.
on most of the time, when there are things going on around you, how is it that you're completely oblivious to those things just about 100% of the time? So I'll give an example. I would mention to you that we're building the shed out back. I would say, tomorrow we're building the shed. Are you working? No, that'd be great if we could help. All right. Next day comes. We're out there. And when you're not working, I don't wake you up. I try not to wake you up early.
Right.
But we're out back. I'm out there. Your dad's out there. Your sister's out there. My brother, your Uncle Tracy's out there. And we have table saws going. And we have circular saws going. And we have jigsaws going. We have nail guns. And we have,
Hammers,
and
all that
hammers.
stuff, yeah.
And it's so loud in the house that you can't really, because we were going to do a podcast when we were doing that was going on. You said, "Oh, we can't because it's too loud." How is it that? And I want to see about my expectations here too, because I want to know, how is it that you're not aware of what's going on when it's that loud and it's that long lasting? Or do you just not want to come help us? I don't know which one it is.
Okay, so what's your question?
My question is, are you oblivious to the things going on around you, even though they're very loud? Because you're a person, you are affected by loud noises.
Yeah.
You are bothered by them.
Yeah. Let me I'm trying to...
Is that clear, or you want me to ask it a different way?
No, just give me a second.
Okay.
Part of it I think needs that needs clarification is like when is this happening? In this specific example, for example, when is it that you're talking about? Like in the morning, before I'm up, after I'm up, after you know I'm up, and all that stuff?
When? Right. So when you're sleeping, especially in the morning, when you're asleep, you are out. Nothing wakes you up. I can call your name. If you do have to get up, I can go call your name. You don't hear me. I can touch you sometimes. You don't feel that. It really takes a lot to wake you up sometimes. Oh. No, I'm talking about whenever you've been up and whenever you're back in your room. I guess just really any time. I don't know. I guess I don't know. What I'm saying is that when we're doing something that ultimately is going to help you, and we're working really hard on it, and it's very loud, I guess my expectation is, well, why wouldn't you help? Because it's for you. You know it's for you. It's. I asked you the day before to come help. It's very loud. I did everything but come in, because you don't like me coming in and telling you you've got to do something.
Right. Right.
So I guess I was hopeful that you hear all this racket outside.
Right.
And, but this is just one example. It could be cutting the grass.
Then I'm definitely hiding. No, no, I'm kidding.
Well, I don't know if you are. That's why I'm asking you about this stuff.
Well, that right there was a joke.
Okay.
A lot of times whenever I'm in my room, I'm doing one of maybe 2 or 3 things. One, I'm reading. And whenever I'm reading, I tend to get lost in the story and I don't pay attention to what's going on around me. That includes hearing things that are going on around me. So, another thing I could be doing is I could be on the computer. And usually whenever I'm on the computer, I have the headset on, which covers up my ears, and I'm listening to something else, or they're just on. So I don't hear you for that.
So let me just say that you did hear us. If you heard it, when you hear us doing something, does it ever occur to you to come see if we need help with something? Or does that not, like that doesn't mesh up with you? Like just because you hear something doesn't mean you might want to take action at all on that. It's just separate. Is it just separate? It's a question.
unless I know specifically that you're wanting my help, usually it doesn't.
I mean, it could be anything. I could be vacuuming. I could be cleaning the house. I could be doing yard work. We could be building a shed. We could be, any number of things. You can just fill in the blank. So basically, it's anything that I feel like that I make an assumption that it's so loud that you would hear it, that you would have to know that everybody's working outside.
Okay.
And I guess my question is that if we're all doing something and we're all working and you live here and this thing is benefiting you, does it ever occur to you on your own that we might need some help?
The best answer to that is sometimes. I know it sounds flippant. It's the absolute truth, though.
I'm not mad at you. I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah, I get that. It's
because there's been times that I've been frustrated, and I don't want to make assumptions anymore when it just leads to me getting frustrated, and then. But it does go back to me not knowing. You don't want me going in your room and saying, "Hey, I need your help." You don't want me going in there, telling you to do something or asking you to do something. Right. Well, if I don't do that, but we do need your help, you don't want that.
If it is something that you need my help with, you're more than welcome to come in, to knock on my door, and ask if I can help you. The issue that comes up that I have in what you're talking about, is whenever either someone just comes in or someone knocks on my door and then tells me, "Hey, come out here and do this."
Okay, I might have done that a few times. And I think what happens is, by the time I get there, I'm frustrated that you haven't come out and helped.
Right.
And what I'm saying is that I have this expectation that's not serving me well at all, except for getting me frustrated.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that anymore, but I want to understand what's happening with you. But I also want you to hear that that's also frustrating to me, that when we're all doing something, and I guess that I just kind of wish that you would just come out and help without being told you had to come out and help.
Right.
And I don't know if is that like totally unrealistic. I guess that's the bottom line here.
It is not unrealistic. Yeah, it's not unrealistic. I had to think of that for a second.
Yeah.
So, one thing that I can use as an example is the shed.
Is the shed?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked Wednesday. And once I got home, you mentioned to me that, hey, we could really use your help tomorrow, helping with the shed, helping build the shed. Okay, that's fine. The next day, you remind me, hey, we need to do the shed. That's fine. The next morning, Dad bangs on my door like he does. And it wakes me up. He's like, "Come out and help." I didn't know I was going to be working. I was not prepared for it or anything.
Right.
So, part of the issue that we were having is that on my end, I didn't know that I was going to be working the next day as well.
Okay.
On your end, you guys kind of assumed that I'd be helping you regardless until it was done.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. And I think that's what I'm talking about, yeah, is the assumptions that we need to stop making
Altogether.
so that we understand you.
Yeah.
But I would like some give and take.
Yeah.
I would like it to begin to be that I don't even know. I guess I'm saying I don't know if this is possible or not. I don't
Right.
know what goes on fully
Right.
inside your brain. It's very busy.
Yeah. So, one of the best things you can do is if there is a multi-day project that you want my help with, let me know beforehand. Remind me the night before. Remind me the day of. If at all possible. The second two things, or the second and third things I just said, need to be done. Which are at least the day before and the day of.
Right.
If you can let me know even earlier than that, that would be awesome. And it would help, yeah, but it mainly the day before and the day of.
Okay. All right. Whenever you're not asked to help and you hear all the clinking going on out there, the saw's going, the hammer's going, blah, 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 blah. Does it ever enter your thoughts that maybe you'll go out and see if we need help?
No, because I don't hear them. I'm not... If I do hear them, I'm not registering it. I'm not registering it as being an important sound for us right now. Or for me right then.
An important sound for you. So you mean
And as far as I know, it could be a neighbor. It could be down the street.
That's interesting. So, you know that we're building a shed. But unless it's planned, you don't connect that sound is us in the backyard building a shed.
Right.
Huh.
Is that a good huh? Or is that
that's a fascinated huh. That's like I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I wasn't expecting that answer.
Okay.
It's not it's look, I don't think that way.
Right.
I get distracted very easily. Yeah. So if I'm doing something and there's all these sounds going on, I'm going to be drawn to that sound.
Right.
So what you're describing is something that I'm not familiar with because that's not how my brain works.
Right.
And so
let me be clear about something.
Okay.
Whenever I was younger, I would have been the same way as you are. I was the same way that you just described. Mm. And it would make it very difficult for me to do anything whenever there was a
distraction?
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And a perfect example was me trying to do my homework at home.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't do it right away, I couldn't do it.
Right.
If I got home and the TV was on, I couldn't do it because I was distracted.
Right.
If I didn't have a good day at school, I couldn't do it because my mind is not there anymore.
Mm-hmm. I think that, when you say that, let me just say this. You have to overcome so much. Things that we've talked about, like the patterns and the, those things in and of themselves, that's enough to make things difficult.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good point that you're making. If you've had any kind of upset, it really does throw you off.
Yeah.
And so I can understand what you're saying when Dad knocks on the door like he does.
Yeah.
And says what he
it's
does.
like it's not even knocking. It's like bam, bam, bam. It's like,
So-
oh my gosh.
So have you told him?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't talked to him about it yet.
Then that needs to happen.
Yeah,
so
it
that he's
hadn't-
aware. Because,
yes.
you know, he's sensitive.
Yeah.
And,
Except for with hearing, because he's kind of
Well, he
not
wears-
hearing things anymore.
well, he wears his hearing aids. But he is sensitive to
How I feel about
how
things.
you feel about things. And he's
Yeah.
not going to do things that he knows are going to upset you.
Yeah.
I think that he probably does it the way he does it is to get your attention.
Mm-hmm.
And then just telling you what to do
Mm-hmm.
so that it's clear.
Right.
That's my guess.
Right.
But also, Dad is not somebody that ever sits still.
Right.
You know, like he sitting next to him, he
Always doing something.
Yeah, he can't sit still. He can
Right.
watch movies.
Right. But that's because his focus is entirely on that.
Yes, but he's constantly doing something.
Yeah.
Getting, fixing something
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. One thing I would like to point out. And it was right there. Hold on. I don't remember now. I'm sorry.
Oh, what was it? That was a good one, wasn't it?
It was, but I don't remember it. I don't even remember what it was.
We were talking about Dad. We were talking about him knocking on your door to get your attention.
Yes, I remember.
Okay.
One thing that has happened that can't happen. I've talked to you guys about this now, but and that is someone waking me up, like knocking on my door, waking me up, and then leaving and closing the door.
Yeah.
I don't realize it's actually happened.
Right.
If the door is still closed, I have no idea it's even happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I go back to sleep
Right.
almost immediately.
Right. Or
So it's very difficult for me to even know what's going on.
right.
Like, let's take it didn't happen with this example. He knocked on my door, told me, hey. He didn't even say hey. He said, come help, come out and help.
Mm-hmm.
And then he left, but he left the door open. So let's say in that situation that he closed the door, and
Is all of this hypothetical or
now at this point it's hypothetical.
Okay.
I'm saying let's say that he had closed the door after he left.
Yeah.
I would not have known that he came into my room.
Mm-hmm.
I would not have known that he said anything to me.
Even though you answered.
I answered.
It's hypothetical.
No. There wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not hypothetical.
No, I'm saying. Okay, I'm saying that the only difference
Sorry, okay.
between the hypothetical and what happened was the closing of the door.
Got it. Okay. Sorry.
So, let's say, like I was saying, he left the door open, and hypothetically, or closed the door. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I would have seen the door was closed, didn't realize that it really happened, and gone back to sleep.
Okay.
It's happened. No. That's the hypothetical situation.
Okay.
What has happened in the past is if that happens,
Mm-hmm.
that you guys will get upset with me because I was told what to do, let me try that again. I have gotten in trouble because it's been I get up after this situation could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I get in trouble because I didn't get up. I didn't do what I was asked to do. But I have no idea that I was even asked to do anything. Does that make sense to you? Or is it just...
Well, it does. It does, because if you're asleep, it's like, I can compare it to this. If your dad is working,
Mm-hmm.
and on the computer, and I asked him a question,
He might answer it 3 minutes later.
He might answer, he might not, but he might give me an answer.
Uh-huh.
And it's not even really the right answer.
Right.
Because he's so engrossed in,
Right.
the work that he's doing.
Right.
So I think it's along those lines, and what you're saying is that you're not even available to be saying, oh, okay, I'll come out and help you, whatever.
Right.
So I think out of respect for you and your privacy, if the door is closed behind us, it's just a sign of respect. I mean, it's just,
Right. I understand that. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. If you guys are needing for me to get up and help you guys out with stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or you need me to do something else,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys have to wake me up for something,
Mm-hmm.
leave the door open, because otherwise I won't realize that.
Okay. So that's one thing. And the other thing is that I want to know is that are there situations where you are aware of other people possibly needing help versus other times, and if so, what leads to that particular scenario? Because what it seems like is that there's kind of this obliviousness to what's going on around you
Okay.
when it comes to things going on here. And so, is it always like that? Is it always that you need prompting before you recognize that somebody else, that there might be something going on? And that somebody...
If it's not in my face, I need to do something,
Mm-hmm.
usually I don't recognize it as such.
So me getting frustrated. So let's just say I'm up there, I'm on a roof, I'm hammering, just and I'm getting exhausted. I'm like, you're the muscle of the operation, right? You're strong. And so, that's what you're saying is that if I'm getting upset over that, that's not really fair, because these are things that you really don't occur to you unless you're
Specifically told, yeah.
So it's not you just not wanting to help.
Well, maybe partially, but it has no effect on if I notice it or not. Does that make any sense?
Do you ever notice it and then go? Do you?
Well, that does not happen. That does not happen. What does happen is sometimes after I'm made aware of it, I'm so frustrated with stuff going on that I don't want to be there anymore.
You're talking about when you're actually doing it out there. You know why you get upset? It's because we don't always do it your way.
No, it's not even that. It's that you guys don't talk. You don't tell me what's going on.
Yeah, Dad doesn't. I have to tell your dad all the time, because this is what's happened to anybody that's listening when we're talking about this shed.
Mm-hmm.
Dave is a genius.
Mm-hmm.
He has never built a shed, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Not even put together one that comes in a kit. Well, we went and we looked. We need one for out there, because you're taking a room here. We need office. We need office space, or we need a whatever it is, right?
Caveman speak.
Caveman speak. We need more space.
Yes.
And until that time, what's happening is when this renovation starts in about a week or two, we're going to need to take everything out of the garage and have a place for it. And the storage unit that Nana and Pappy have is too expensive, so we need to get that out of there and just put it in the shed.
It's also full.
It is full. So what happened is your dad, we went and we looked at sheds, and they are super expensive.
Yeah.
So Dad put together this plan of building this lean-to shed, which is the kind of shed.
It has an angled roof.
Right. High in the front,
single,
front, lower in the back.
Yeah.
And so you go in this shed now. It's a 20
by
12 shed. He did all of the estimating in calculating and built this thing from the ground up, and it's amazing.
It is.
When you're inside, it's like it's a vaulted ceiling.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
it's pretty cool.
Unbelievable. So we're using it as a storage shed until the renovation is done. Once the renovation is done, that stuff is either going to come back in the house, it's going to go into a place, or it's going to be sold, or it's going to be donated.
And then the shed is going to be used as your office.
Probably our office, and where we're going to start doing virtual speaking.
Oh, cool.
Right. So why was I talking about that? Because your dad is so, but he's done this when we're moving and stuff. You know, like when he was building. He gets so focused, and you and I both have told him, we don't know what you're asking, we don't know what you need, we don't know what you want. You have to tell us. And he'll go, oh, sorry, because he's so focused on it. So I understand. I know that really frustrates you. What's frustrated on our side is that Dad has figured this out, and then you want it done your way.
I'm trying to understand. That's with this shed. I'm just trying to understand what he's wanting, what's happening, how. It's.
Yeah, but there is that part, though. I mean, there is that part. You want things done your way.
There has been that in the past, yes. A lot in the past.
And sometimes we stop and listen to you, and Dad will say to you, I understand what you're saying. I'm doing it this way because of this.
Yeah. And at that point I understand
Sometimes you understand that, or you argue your point still. It just, we don't know, you know. It's right. that varies.
Right.
Yeah, that varies.
But it's not just to have me be right with construction things.
No, I know. You feel like you see how things should be done, and you think that's just that.
Not even that. What I'm trying to say, if I can say it right, is that I want to understand the thought process behind why things are the way that they are.
Yeah.
So that I can understand it, but not just that. It's so that I can put the board on the right side of where it's supposed to be. Which side's supposed to be the top, which side's supposed to be the bottom. And it's very frustrating for everyone whenever I have to keep on asking these questions. So, Einstein, are you okay? So it's difficult. Not just for me. I understand that it's difficult for you guys to have me be asking these questions.
Einstein, I don't know if you guys can hear him. He went to the vet yesterday. He's not in kidney failure, but his levels are
Bad.
high, and they gave him fluids, and they gave him something for nausea. But he is doing better today, but he was really bad off the last few days. It's pretty scary. Let me have him. Come here, dude. Okay, yeah, I get what you're talking about there. Do you understand that it's sometimes very, very frustrating for us to not know every little nuance that it takes to help you to be okay with different situations? So what I mean is that
I get it.
yeah. I don't know. Do you understand? Like, we don't always know what, like, if we don't, it's almost like we have to know it, every little aspect, to put it so it's just right in order for things to work.
Right.
And sometimes we get busy lives, and sometimes we are stressed, and we get overwhelmed with work and emotional stuff that's going on, and sometimes we might forget to do one of those things, or
right.
And so I think that's where the frustration comes in too, is that sometimes it just, I guess what I'm saying is that expectation of, sometimes I wish you would just come out and help.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I don't really know if I need to adjust that or not, or I don't know, but it is frustrating on our side sometimes because you're, a lot of times around here we're like, where's Josh? I don't know.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is that you're just not aware unless you've been made aware.
Yeah.
And that's the solid answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So
once I am made aware,
mm-hmm.
sometimes it gets to be too much. So I end up having to leave for a little bit. Sometimes.
And I did tell you that the other day too. This is super important. When that happens, please let us know.
Yeah. 'Cause
you disappear.
Yeah.
And then we're like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
I don't know. So please, if you've got to a point where you need to get away from us
mm-hmm.
in the situation.
Yeah, and the noise.
Yes, let us know.
Okay.
Because I know. You can only take little spurts of it, but just let me know.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, thank you for explaining that. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any better with it, or not. I hope so. But it helps me to know that you are just unaware. Actually, it makes me feel better, because the alternative is you just you just like hearing us and going, I don't think so. But which sometimes I don't want to do stuff either. I mean, how does there's times I go, I don't want to cook, I don't want to do dishes.
Do your own thing.
Or getting Chinese.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand. Sometimes you just don't feel like it. Yeah, I get it. All right, that's all I wanted to talk to you about today, because I was really, I recognized that I had these expectations that you are part of this family. This ultimately is going to benefit you. Mm-hmm. It's a big undertaking.
Mm-hmm.
And why aren't you out there helping us on a regular basis?
Right.
And instead of being upset by it, I recognized that I was starting to get aggravated by it.
Yeah. And
I don't want to be aggravated by it, and I don't want to come at you when I'm aggravated by it either, right. Because that doesn't help
anybody.
It doesn't. It certainly doesn't. It certainly doesn't help you. You don't do well when somebody's upset with you.
Right.
And so I don't want to. And I haven't yet. I haven't come to you to get outside, but, it's something that I've been wondering about. Is like, how come you don't, all this racket, how come you don't come help? But I think your answer is, I get what you're saying, is you don't know it's us. If you do hear it, you don't know it's us.
Right.
And we didn't say anything that we needed help, so...
Right.
So I guess that's my last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you do know that it's us, but we didn't ask you for help, do you ever think of coming and saying, if this has never happened?
What
so
hasn't?
This that I'm about to describe, this has never happened, so I guess you don't think about it, but you don't come and offer help. You don't just go, hey, you guys are working, you need some help?
It has to happen. Yeah, like, for example, if you're cooking something and it's a big meal.
Yes.
And you're the only one in there.
Yes.
I come in there.
Yes. I'm not. Yes. You're absolutely right. You are a great cook. You're a super huge help in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes. Anything other than the kitchen, would it just doesn't occur to you? And what's different about helping in the kitchen too? Because it's leading to food?
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, because that's a family gathering. That's a thing that we all do together. We cook and we, know.
Right. I think what makes that different is that whenever food is being cooked for dinner, that for the most part we're usually all out there and together, not stuck in our rooms or anything. Does that make any sense? Like, it's...
So you mean that maybe you see me cooking, and you...
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there is... If it's a big meal, like I was saying, like Haley and the kids and everyone's over and everything. Most of the time, we're all in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't I see it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about that because I don't know.
Does that make any sense?
It does.
To you?
Yes, it does. But I don't. I don't know the answer to this one yet. Because I'm thinking about it. A lot of times I'm thinking that I do need to ask you for help.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't know. I have to think about that.
I think the best answer I can give you is that situations vary.
Okay. Which make it very difficult.
Yeah. I understand
those
that.
of us that are not you.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. It is. I've said it before. This is like a moving target. We don't know. He's like, I remember when they asked about you when you were a kid, I would go, what,
How many times does he do this today? Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, okay. Thanks. I got some thinking to do on this one. I do. All right. Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us again. We appreciate you and hope that you're doing well. Hope you're happy. Please give us 5 stars. I always ask you to do that, but it does help us out.
Yeah, helps us get seen more often.
Visit our website, please, at sonyaking.com. It's SONYAKING.com. And things are starting to get some movement here. I got some dates on the books. Stand-up dates, and so
cool.
And the clubs have just opened up around here, so you and I will be hitting the stage before too long. I will be before you. But,
right.
But yeah,
that's cool.
So that's good. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. We'll give dates as we get closer. We'll give dates, and in case any of you listening live close by, we'd love to see you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Speaking of getting moving and everything, that sounds like Nellie is starting to play around.
Yeah. Yep. All right, everyone. Big hugs to you and your family, and we will. What's today? I was gonna say Happy Thanksgiving. It's not yet. So you got it next week. Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, take care of yourselves. Love you.
Bye.